Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, you?
I'm sick, but I'm trying to recover here. Seems there's a lot of viruses going around.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's start.
Hold on a second. Is my webcam too dark?
No, it's okay. A little bit dark, but that's okay.
One second, please. Let me change the brightness.
Okay.
All right, let's try that. All right, perfect. So it's Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Cold outside. Holy no, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a bit cold outside.
And when is it supposed to warm out? Does anyone know when it's supposed to be more warm?
Your camera doesn't work.
1 second. Can you see me?
No.
1 second, please. Now?
No.
I can see myself. Miguel, can you see me? Miguel.
Mikhail, can you see Michael? No, Mikhail.
Hi.
Hello. Can you see me?
Oh, все. We see you. It's okay. Now we see you.
Perfect. I
okay.
thought it was invisible there.
Hi,
Hello. Yes,
Hello.
new person. Sorry, I can't read Cyrillic well. Can you please tell me your name?
Guzel.
Hi.
I'm Guzel.
What is your name?
My name is Guzel.
Wuze. Did I say it right? How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm okay. It's a Sunday. So today's topic is about practical English learning. You know, a lot of people, they don't get a lot of practical skills these days, and you know, there's an old saying: if you don't use it, you know, you lose it. So today, I want to go over usually what troubles people are having while learning English. You know, their difficulties, things that they can improve on, what things they don't understand.
Okay.
An example of, for example, Ivan, what are some things that you have a problem with English?
What problems do I have? Sometimes I cannot find the right word to say. For example, some adjective. Yeah, something like this. You know, Sometimes I cannot describe. Maybe my feelings. Maybe this is the right way to say.
So what do you do when that happens? Would you try?
I'm trying to use synonyms, but sometimes I cannot find even synonyms.
How often are you using Google Translate? Is Google? They say a lot of people love using Google Translate. You try to use it or you try not to use it?
Yeah, I'm trying to use it, but yeah, it depends.
Okay. And Miguel, are you there?
Yeah, maybe Alexander, are you hear us?
Do you hear us?
Alexander.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear us?
Are you hear me? Oh.
Да, мы вас слышим.
Okay.
Please turn your microphone up a little bit. We can't hear you too well. Please. Okay?
Okay. Now better?
A little bit better.
Okay.
All right, so today's topic...
Well, I have some issues in listening English, but what I do for... Well, I watch some video in English, some movies in English, and read subtitles. Well, like that, well, I overcome it.
But so it's the problems with specifically what you have in English. How often do you get to practice with people in English, Alexander?
For project, right now I try to speak in English for my English to practice. I think that.
Okay, and again, all right. What was your name again? The other.
Guzel.
Ivan, what is your name again? I kind of.
Guzel.
I hear.
Uze, yeah. Sorry, I have a problem. Where are you from, by the way? Are you from Ukraine or Russia?
I'm from Russia. I'm from Kazan. Maybe you know?
Kazan?
Yes.
Where is this?
I don't know how to explain you.
Russia's a big country.
Not big. In 2011, in our country was Universiada.
What?
I don't know how to explain this to you, Michael.
I don't know. Okay, continue.
It's in the center of the Russia.
Okay, center of the Russia. Okay.
If you see on the map, it was on the center of the Russia.
All right. Sorry, sometimes I have a hard time pronouncing some names. So with English, how long have you been studying English for? Can you tell us?
It's me.
Yes, for you.
I learn English from since second class. But I don't know English and sometimes don't understand what you say.
Well, give me an example. Like what problems are you having with English? Like, is it with the communication? Is it grammar rules? Is it how good are you at reading English? Can you read English fine and understand what you're reading?
I have problems with communicating. I don't understand speech of foreigners.
Like from which country?
Вообще, foreigners.
From every country, like from Britain too.
Yes.
Yvonne, do you have a hard time understanding people from certain countries?
Yeah, I have problems understanding guys from Great Britain. Yeah, but I think that United States and Canadian, all the other English-speaking countries are pretty good. I understand them well.
So you're saying from America, it's not a problem. How good from America? Right.
Yeah, from America it's okay, but from Great Britain they are speaking. I cannot tell you. Like for me, it's very difficult to understand them.
And Alexander, do you talk to people from other countries?
I have some friends, but speaking in Russia, but they live in the USA, and I have a friend. I think about in USA only. Okay, but they speak with me in Russia. But I would like to speak with them in English. But they won't know. Therefore, I come to this class to have a conversation in English with anybody.
So do you speak to anybody else from a different country, like from England? Which country do you have the most difficulty? From which country? From where the people come from? Like, for example, some people said here from England.
So, i- if I understand right, I spoke in English with some persons in my country, and
Where are you from again?
I spoke with some person who speak English in my town. I think so.
No,
Yeah.
but what,
In my human, I'm from human, and I spoke with people who speak English. They they taught me what my English not bad.
okay. All right. And Guzel, are you there?
Pardon?
Hello, Guzel.
I'm here.
Hello. So, from which country do you have a hard time understanding people as well? Do you have any other countries? I mean, why do you think, for instance, it's hard? It's easy to understand people from America, but from like Australia, from England, it's very hard to understand these people. Why do you think that is? You think it's maybe just the accent, or is it maybe different English?
Mm, I think that I don't understand the speech of people who from Canada, no, America or China. I как бы сказать, I don't speak often with foreigners.
I understand. Okay. What about movies? Do you ever listen to movies in English? Or you watch movies in English?
Sometimes.
And what are the problems you have understanding them?
Ну как бы more and less. Правильно же? Более-менее.
More or less.
More or less.
More or less. So I don't know how to say this, but do you find yourself, do you prefer to watch it in Russian, or do you try to watch it in English, or is it maybe the idioms? I'm thinking it's the idioms because from my understanding, a lot of movies are translated, so for different mentality. Ivan, am I correct? I mean, have you watched a movie in English and Russian and noticed that they say things differently? Can you explain that?
Yeah, I think they even translate it differently. You know, the names of the movies, they translate differently. Differently or in different way. How is it right to say?
You can just say differently.
Differently, right?
Differently.
Okay, so they do it differently. So, you know.
Well, someone give me an example, like a movie name in English and a movie name how it would be said in Russian or Ukrainian.
For example, you have I don't know, is it American movie Untouchables, right?
Untouchables, yep, Untouchables is an animation.
Yeah, but in Russian they translate it as 1+1 for some reason.
In Russian? What would 1+1 mean? That's a TV channel.
Yeah, it's also a TV channel, but like Friends 1+1, something like this.
Okay. But am I correct? I mean, this goes for anyone. Most movies, they're translated differently from Russian into English. They're not the same. Like I don't know, Spider-Man. How did they call Spider-Man in Russian? Is it translated the same as Spider-Man?
Yeah, but we have like maybe somebody else will explain.
Yeah, maybe anyone. Alexander, Vane. Vane, do you watch movies in English?
Yes, yeah. No, my English
Yes, no.
is not
Which
well.
is it?
For example, I start to watch Avatar on English.
What do you notice the difference? Did you watch it in Russian and English or just English?
Yes, yes. I started to watch it on English, but on Russian language it was more funny.
Explain.
I don't know. It was start of the film, and man in the movie talk about his life. On English it was I don't know how, but in Russian it was some funny.
So maybe is it because you understand the movie better in Russian?
Yeah, so I'm understand it on Russian better. Now I can't watch movies on English because my English is not so well. But I'm going to watch, but not now.
Well, usually, how often are you watching movies in English? What about TV series? You ever watch any TV shows in English?
I watch Extra English. It's a serial of London. No. And I understand all in this serial, but movies now I can't understand. In time I will watch it, but now I can't.
So this goes for everyone, don't you think? In a movie theater, I mean, here's a question: why do they? How do you say this? How do I explain this? Why do they have translated into Ukrainian or Russian with no subtitles? Like, for instance, like in what country? What country? Okay, in Poland. All right, in Poland, the movie is in English, but the subtitles are in Polish.
That's interesting.
So for the Russian speakers here, so all movies are basically they're translated into Russian, correct?
Yeah, but like up to 60% of movies that are coming to Ukrainian markets, they have to be translated into Ukrainian language. I think so.
Okay.
Is it in Russia the same, Alexander?
Well, when I watch some movies and I like to watch some TV series like with my family, Good Luck Charlie and Shake It Up, maybe. And when I watch these TV series, I read subtitles in English without Russian. I translate subtitles English to Russia, and I hear I hear speech in the movie or TV and translate in my head. Without Russian subtitles.
Okay, all right. But I don't know. I mean, I think to improve people's English, it would be better to hear English more, especially at the cinema, because.
In first, anytime I read subtitles, I read it. After I watch TV or movies without subtitles, well, I try to hear some words, speech.
Mm-hmm.
And after I watch in again with subtitles in English.
And Gazelle, are you there?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm here.
So what about American sense of humor? Do you understand an American sense of humor at all? Is that maybe a trouble for you to understand it? Maybe that's why you don't watch movies in the English version. Like for instance, do you ever watch the TV show Voronine? How do you say it? Ivan, help me.
I've never had American humor because I'm pupil and don't speak on English very often. И как сказать тем более?
Moreover, не, тем более, не знаю.
Moreover.
I don't understand what the difference is between American humor and Russian humor. I don't understand the difference. Someone can explain to me how different it, or it's something you can't explain. Mane, no? Can you explain to me? How is Russian humor different than American humor?
Okay, tell us a joke and we will tell you if it's different or not.
Me to tell a joke?
Yes.
Жозе, тем более звучит как all the more so.
А можете это написать?
All the more so.
All the more so.
Sorry?
А куда написать?
Сейчас.
А там есть чат.
The more so.
Chat. Well, I try. Oh, yeah. All the more so, yeah.
All the more so. Alright, I see this. I don't know what that means. Okie dokie. More importantly, in fact, indeed, too much than that.
Like, moreover, I have graduated from Kiev University. Moreover, I graduated from some other university. Like, this is like the word we are looking for. Is it right to say?
I don't know. I don't know really. Moreover, to be honest, no. So again, so you said if you want to maybe be in more detail, explain to me again, Ivan. If I don't understand.
If we want to say, for example, I did that, I did something, right? One thing, but moreover, I did also another thing. How to say this word? Moreover.
More so, you can use.
More so. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's hard to explain the difference because I know, for instance, the TV show, a lot of them they're adapted to Russian society, and that's why a lot of American TV shows that you see in Russia, they're different. So I don't think it's something maybe I can understand. And maybe if I learned Russian, it would help, but I don't think anyone can explain that to me. I think it'd be very difficult. And for Vane, are you there?
Yes.
So, are you ever, I don't know how to say this, but are you ever scared you will forget English? Well, what do you do to constantly remember the words, the vocabulary? I mean, what are you going to do to remember English in 5 years from now? What are some things that you can do? Are you going to continue to come to classes? Are you going to try to find more friends who speak English? Tell us what are some things you will be doing to not forget it.
I have not any classes in my school, in my home, because everybody who's studying with me, they hate me because I sometimes speak English.
So they hate English.
Yes, they don't want to study. They don't want to learn it all. They hate me because I speak English sometimes. Not well, but I speak, and they don't like it.
Why is that? Someone from Russia, explain this to me. Is this true, or people hate speaking English?
No, because I live in a village, and people of village don't like studying. They want to walk, they want to play, and they don't want to study. And they don't like when I speak English because they don't understand me.
Maybe you're too smart for them.
I hope.
Maybe if you find someone else who speaks English, you could say something so they don't understand you.
No, in my class, 3 people who speak English, 2 girls and me, and 1 girl speak English so well. I don't know how she studies so well.
You should ask her.
Huh?
You should ask her.
Okay. I don't know. She's studying every day maybe, and I'm studying every day. But my English is not so well as her.
Anyone else have friends in real life who speak English too? Anyone else? Like Alexander? You have friends who live in...
What I do for remember? Let me show this one. I used to flashcard.
I see flashcards.
Flashcard, yeah, and I read, for example, English and
What does that mean?
Russian. Yeah, you know well. Well, I used some paper. I write some words and in English only, and I read, watch TV. That about this from phrasal verbs from Sherlock. Interesting phrasal verbs.
Okay, so you write stuff, a lot of stuff down. You write.
Yeah. I write some phrasal verbs, and I learn every day, and I watch every day some lessons in YouTube. YouTube has more and more interesting information, interesting lessons for the learning English.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you been outside the country? Where have you been to, like another country where you needed to speak English?
Well, but can you repeat the questions?
Yes. Have you been to another country where you needed to speak English? Like, for instance, maybe in Germany. If you don't know German, you will have.
In USA. In USA.
So you've been to USA.
I would like to learn English, American English.
Okay, you want to learn American English. All right, but I asked you if you've been to another country, you know, by airplane for traveling, for vacation, etc., etc.
Yeah. Well.
Он спрашивает, были ли вы в других странах?
No, I never been in any country.
That will help because when you're forced to speak another language, like obviously, like you can go to a country like Turkey and you'll find a person who'll speak Russian. I'm pretty sure, right? Because you know we can be lazy and we can, you know, we don't have to speak another language. But when you go to countries like America or Canada or in Europea, you're gonna have to, for that reason. Visit.
It's so hard to me. Сложновато.
Michael, I cannot hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, Michael has disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay, Александр, откуда вы?
Я вообще из России, Тюмень. Это
Казал.
Западная Сибирь.
Ага, Michael, now you're online, Michael.
Michael here.
No, I see. I got disconnected. Yvonne, I asked you when you went to Germany, how was your English? What was going on there? Was it what improvements did you notice?
Почему я изучаю английский, а не немецкий, например? Я имею в виду, он это спрашивает, Михаил.
Once again, Michael, what did you ask me?
I asked when you went to Germany, did you have to speak? Were you learning more English, or are you trying to learn German? How was that experience of?
Yeah, I was trying to learn German, but my English was pretty good at that time because I talked to native speakers a lot of almost for 2 years.
And what improvements did you notice? Where did you improve it?
I just improved it. I just once I found out that I was thinking in English. That was very interesting for me that I was thinking in English and not in Russian as always.
But you wanted to speak it in Russian, right? I mean, you kind of want, geez, I wish someone could speak Ukrainian or Russian here. Did you kind of feel like that sometimes?
In Germany?
Yeah.
No, I just listened to Russian songs.
Okay, yeah, all right. And Gazal, are you there? Hello.
Güzel.
I'm there.
So what are some things you're going to do so you don't forget English? Because there's an old saying, if you don't use it, you will lose it. And I find a lot of students that's one of their problems is they learned it in school but they forgot. What are some things you can tell us that you will do so you don't forget it?
Евгений, вы можете мне перевести?
Что вы будете делать, если Гузаль, что будешь делать, если будешь забывать английский? То есть, ну, как ты будешь его усовершенствовать?
Ну, I will not forget English because my future job will interpreter and interpreter. In the future, I want to travel a lot. And at first, I want to visit Paris.
But maybe in okay, so you want to visit Paris. So explain interpreter. Like, are we talking about like translations here? Explain to us. Just interpreting other people, correct?
Yes. From into Russian.
From English to Russian, Russian to English?
Yes.
Okay, actually, that's an interesting idea because I mean, if you're doing it for a long time, I don't see how you can forget. But you have to do it for a long period. And Miguel, are you there?
I'm here.
What are some things you're going to do so you don't forget English? Do you have like a list, you know, a checklist that you have? Don't do this, don't do that. What are some things you're going to do?
Okay, first I use this site, and second is I see a movie on English. I start to see movie on English.
Watch. Is it
Watch?
see or watch? Watch, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, you're seeing and you're watching. Let me see. I want to watch. I want to see a movie. You can use either or. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really.
Okay.
I would say watch. But that's just me.
For example, TV. It's we must say watch TV.
They use watch.
Watch the films in English, and I как пробую try to use a mobile application, a famous mobile application to как правильно сказать, даже не выходила, to learn in English. Сократить это. Okay, maybe who is use mobile application to learn in English?
A mobile application for
studying English.
studying English. Is that common? Is it?
What?
It's not common. I thought people just use their Google Translate on their phone.
Google Translate. Ivan, maybe you have a smartphone?
Yes, I have a smartphone.
So, what kind of apps are there for learning English? Can someone tell us?
I read books every day on English language, and
Yeah, but are they e-books or are they electronic books or what are they? What kind of books are they?
Not electronic books, real books. I have a lot of them. And also, I listen English lessons every day. Если кому интересно, могу ссылку скинуть. Там уроки по 20 минут.
How hard is it to find? I mean, for me in Ukraine, the only place you can find even English books are like in the Petrivka market, Ivan. I think so. Like, but in Russia, how hard is it to even find English books? Is it difficult? Alexander, how difficult is it to find English books?
Oh, I have more English books. Well, I have in my phone. I have a little bit. Wait a bit. Right now I show you where that's. Never mind. Oh. Well, I have some more English books and magazines. Wait a bit. Oops. I have where is that?
Александр, can you help?
Так, я уж не помню, как это называется. Вот про привидение в замке, в общем, какое-то, я уж не помню, как называется.
Maybe Ghost in the Castle.
Она у меня вот здесь есть, вот в телефоне, а я не могу ее найти.
Translation, please.
Okay. I can remember about books with I study English. This book is about ghost.
But like
I found Pencil Wheels Ghost.
But in the books.
I read like that. Pencil Wheels.
I see.
I read this book.
I see. I was more talking about like in a bookstore. I find it kind of hard to find books in English books, right? But I guess in Canada it would be fine. It's actually hard to find Russian books or Ukrainian books too in a bookstore, right? So
I read more English books. In English, okay. And I translate English books myself.
Right. Okay. All right, but everyone can hear me, good, correct? Because there's no stutter, is there? Ivan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you well.
All right, so let's move on. I want to see how people. I have the 10 most difficult English words to pronounce. I want to see how people pronounce them. So look at your chat screen. First one. I'm gonna write here. Wait, Ivan, I probably know this. Maybe someone else can.
Okay.
Who can pronounce this?
Rollerblading.
Rollerblading? Yeah. It was on the 10 most difficult. Here's another. Actually, this is actually hard for me to pronounce back in the day. Very difficult, actually, for some people.
Miscellaneous, I know this.
How do you say it?
Miscellaneous, right?
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Lots of syllables. That's the problem. I mean, I know Russian has a lot of syllables in Ukrainian, but sometimes some Ukrainian words too.
But is it right to say miscellaneous, right? Correct pronounce?
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous.
Who else can pronounce it? Alexander, pronounce it for us.
Miscellaneous.
Good. Good.
Miscellaneous.
What does it mean? Without translating, what does it mean? Does anyone know?
Boy, a difference.
Yeah, it means like other stuff. Look, in legal agreements, you have like a separate part of the agreement which says miscellaneous, the name of the part of the agreement, and it means like different stuff that's not in the major part of the agreement. Like we call it miscellaneous, like different stuff, other stuff.
Yeah, like in categories, if something doesn't fit in a specific category, it goes under miscellaneous. It doesn't fit here, it doesn't fit there, so it goes into miscellaneous for everything. Right? All right, next one.
Wow.
Bonnie, maybe?
I know how to pronounce, but I don't know the translation. Caucasian.
Caucasian.
But is it the right way you wrote it?
Yeah.
No. Maybe.
Oh, no. C-A-U-C. Okay, yeah.
Caucasian.
So if you see, it has the Asian. I shouldn't type so fast. It has the Asian at the end, right? But if you say Caucasian, so the C-A, the A sound, it's like a Russian A, right? Because in English, usually the only time you have that A sound is like in the middle. For instance, the word apple is A, not A. So you never see it in the beginning, right? But
you know, Michael, I Google it and it says that like this. Is it the right way also to write it?
Caucasian.
Because you wrote it a little bit differently. You wrote it like this.
I believe there's two variants of Caucasian.
Okay.
And what else is there? These are huge words. Even some of them I don't even know how to spell because I don't use it often. Rizal, how do you think you pronounce? How do you think you pronounce this? D starts with a D.
Deterioration.
Wait. Hold on. Here.
Deterioration. Wow.
So at the end, when something ends at ION, it should always, right? There's no S on the suffix, but it's like TION, it's always should. Alright, so that's the end part. Det, D-E-T, like det, like from detective. Everyone knows what a detective is, correct? So, Vane, can you pronounce it?
Deterioration.
Deteriorate.
Giselle, are you here? Because we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We cannot hear the variant.
Okay.
I hear, but I don't know what to say.
Can you pronounce it for us, maybe? Can you try?
Well, I see improvements, weird, tear, weird, run out. Well,
Deterioration.
Deterioration.
It's difficult for some people, right? Another one.
How to say in English скороговорка?
It seems to me that I know.
Иван,
Сейчас я посмотрю.
help me.
Tongue twister. Tongue twister.
Tongue twister. Yeah.
Tongue twister.
Not a tongue twister.
Michael asked us to pronounce tongue twister.
Tongue twister.
Tongue twister. Tongue twister is you have a hard time saying some things. You know, it's like a lot of Ukrainian words. They're very hard to say.
But do you have, Michael? Do you have tongue twisters in English? I know that you have them, but could you write several of them down?
Oh God, I don't even know. To me, I don't even know some tongue twisters. It's just like there are words, but I can't think of any.
Yeah.
I can't really. Not off the top of my head. You know, when you catch me on the spot like that, it's difficult. But there are. I'll have to find some. But anyways, let's continue with some of them here.
You see, I found one.
Okay, what is it? Tell us.
Yeah. So maybe it's better to read, and you will translate. No, not translate.
Yep,
You will
okay,
explain
yep.
it. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers.
Yeah, who wants to say this first, and then I can say it so they can see how I say it.
Yeah, let's start with Güzel, then Alexander. Güzel.
Louder.
Громче.
Peter pick.
Гюзель, maybe you...
Давайте начнем с Güzel. Güzel, начинайте читать.
Просто читать.
Peter Piper. Verbs. They have the ER verbs. Peter Piper picked.
Peter Piper picked, или как там, picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, where's the pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Honey, mine. I don't understand what he said there, but okay, sure. I don't understand it. It's like what a drunk person would say, maybe. All right, who can? Vane, please. Let's test you. Cause I'll screw up on it too. You can say it. Try it.
Okay. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Where's the pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Vane, your English is very good. I want to. Can you do it?
Thanks.
Yvonne, sorry. Yvonne.
Александр следующий. Александр, давайте.
Alexander, did you do it? You didn't do it yet.
Okay, let me. Peter Piper picked a pack of picked paper. A pick of picked paper. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a picture of pickled peppers, where's the picture of peppers Peter Piper picked?
All right.
Так, Михаил.
Miguel, yeah, sure. Let's.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled... Ой, тут правильно, papers, да? A pack of pickled peppers...
Pepper. Это перец. Pepper. Это не paper, это не бумага.
Pepper, yes?
Papers. Sorry.
If Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, where the pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Okay, I'm gonna try very quickly, and it's okay if I screw up because I don't read these tongue twisters. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter picked. If Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, worse than peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. Lucius. Too much. I didn't make a mistake, but I'm close to making a mistake. All right. Let's move on to.
I'm sure you speak English all your life.
I know, but still, a lot of people make that mistake. They can't, even in Canada, people can't do it. Believe me, it's a tongue twister. It's for everyone, right? Not just people who are born in an English country.
Do you know Russian tongue twister about 3 Chinese guys?
What's this about?
I can say, but you will not understand. Do you want? Okay, listen. Жили-были 3 китайца, як цедрак, цедрони. Жили-были 3 китайки, подры, подрым, помпонь. Все они переженились, як на цепи, як цедрак, на цепи, дры, цедрак, цедрони, на цепи, дры, подрым, помпонь. И у них родились дети. У яка сципай шаг, у яка цедрака, сципай дры, шаг, шарак. У як цедрак, цедрони, сципай дры, подрым, помпонь, шаг, шарак, шарони.
No, you will not understand this, Michael. You will not understand because it's...
You can walk in the theater.
Wow.
Okay, here's one more I have.
Oh.
Okay, Güzel, let's start from you.
Look likes lakes. Looks duck likes lakes. Look или как это? Look licks lakes. Likes duck. Duck licks lakes. Duck takes licks in lakes. Look likes. Look takes licks in lakes. Duck likes. Ужас.
Okay, Alex.
Too many Lukes and too many luck and too many licks and too many lakes. All right.
Yeah.
Alexander, give it a shot.
Well,
Wait. What does that mean? I use an expression here. Give it a shot. What does that mean?
Try it.
Okay, Vaughn. Yeah, you know. So when I
could you write this down? Give it
Yeah. That's the problem.
Well,
Sometimes I use expressions, but I don't. I can't give you an example, but I'll just use it when I'm talking to people. But yeah, here's one. Give it a shot. Give it a try. It's something fast. Go ahead, Alexander.
okay, looks like lakes, looks duck like lakes, looks likes lakes, looks ducks like lakes, duck takes lakes in lakes, looks like likes. Looks like takes lick in lakes, duck lakes. Wow. And
It's too much for me. Too much. Vaughn, please.
Me? Okay. Look likes lakes. Looks dig. Sorry. Look ducks likes lakes. Look licks lakes. Looks ducks likes lakes. Duck takes likes and lakes. Look likes. Look like desks like in lake. Duck likes.
Michael, could you explain what is duck takes leaks in lakes? Like, what does it mean? Takes leaks.
He's drinking water.
He's drinking water. Okay. All the rest is understandable. Okay.
Okay, pronunciation.
Refrigerator, I know this.
Refrigerator, yes.
No. Холодильник.
You're right.
All right, some idioms. A lot of people don't understand it because I'm almost done. Well, a little bit more with some of those fancy words. Alarm. 1 second. Alarm. Bells ringing. Alarm. I made a mistake. Correct. What do you think that means, Vonning? Alexander?
Alarm bells ringing.
Well, okay, first of all,
Alarm bells ringing. Wait, no.
I know.
Alarm bells ringing.
ringing.
Alarm bells
Okay,
ringing.
what's an alarm?
Alarm is alarm. I know that alarm. When dangerous, when fire, when police, alarm bells ring. When
The word alarm, Bonnet, what's an alarm? Do you know?
It's I don't know how to explain.
Anyone?
It's meant тревога.
At first, it's a sound.
It's a sound, right? What do we use an alarm for?
To wake up, for example.
Okay, bells. What's a bell?
Bell sounds
Jingle bell.
A church bell. All right, ding dong, ding dong. Okay. And ringing.
Ring.
Ringing. Ring, 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 ring.
Yep, there you go. Bells ring. Bells do ring. Ringing.
So, in this case, an alarm is a bad thing, right? It's not a good thing. Alarm bells ring. Any idea what it means since all three words were explained?
I think that alarm bells are ringing. I've heard this phrase in a movie. Do you know this movie, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels? Карты, деньги, два ствола. Кто смотрел? Yeah, this is the phrase from this movie. Alarm bells are ringing. It means that something dangerous coming out. You know, something dangerous is going to happen. Yeah, this is the meaning of this word.
Yeah, something's gonna happen. You know, there's an alarm. You know, there's something going to happen soon. Alright. Asking for trouble. Again, bad people.
Asking for trouble. Wow.
Alexander, what do you think?
Ask. There's a question. Some question. Trouble. Well, trouble. To move, I think about to move. Make some problems. I think so. To make some problems for yourself. I think
Again?
so.
Again? I didn't hear you.
Make the problems to yourself.
You're looking for trouble. You're looking for trouble.
Trouble. In Russian, это рожон.
I don't know. And in the last one.
На рожонка, двигаться на рожонка. Создавать. Makes problems for yourself.
For yourself, yeah. Give us an example, anyone. Gazelle, anyone.
Example. Well,
anyone.
let me see. For example, when for example, I know that true crime is bad, but I going to bank with gangs, and I make some problems for myself.
Yeah.
Situation.
Yeah, and the head of this bank is saying that you are asking for troubles.
Yeah, you're asking for trouble. And what about a can of worms? Gazelle, what do you think? You're opening up a can of worms.
What's that, Michael? I don't know what you are asking.
That's the expression.
I don't know. Giselle,
What?
could you write this?
Yep. Oh, sorry.
Can of worms.
Wow.
Well, what are worms? Anyone know everyone knows what worms are?
Ah. The game Wormix.
Okay, well, maybe it can be from a game. But worms, you know those things in the ground? They come out, those little brown things.
Yeah.
How do you say it in Russian?
Черви.
Черви, да.
Worms is cherry. Yeah. No, these idioms they mean. For example, I have more and more problems. Some kind of worms. This is more problems for me. Or I have some problems.
Not now, but I'll answer anyways because we have 1 minute left. You're going to have a lot of problems. Something soon where you're going to have a lot of problems soon. So I don't know why they call it worms. Maybe worms are ugly and disgusting. All right, I don't know why, but I mean it's like you know, like a can. You know, everyone knows what a can is, right? A can, Yvonne?
No, I don't know.
A can. Like a can of soup, a can of beans, a can of...
I can swim.
How do you say it in Russian? Alexander, since you know say it in Russian.
Ну, как-то на русском звучит can.
Ну, это на русском мочь. Я могу, I can swim. Я могу плавать, то есть физически.
Не, это...
Клубок червей. Ну, клубок проблем.
Ага.
Can, это, да, по-русски клубок проблем, но can...
Okay, so in short...
Я говорил, что это когда много-много проблем. Клубок проблем. Can of worms.
Okay.
Well, when
Okay, so
that is when I have more problems, really problems.
more problems. So nobody wants a can of worms. Okay, that's the end of this conversation. No one wants a can of worms. All right. Okay, 9:01. Any questions for me?
Yeah, I have.
Yes, please.
Is it English? Memento mori.
What?
You know? Memento mori.
What is this?
You don't know? It's remember about die.
Write it, please. I can't hear you well. Please write it.
Мне кажется, это итальянское что-то, нет?
Это английское выражение. Это перешло из древнегреческого в английский.
Да?
Memento mori. What language is this? I don't understand this. I don't know what this is.
Don't know?
It's Latin.
Spanish. This is Spanish.
No.
Latin.
That's Spanish, yeah.
No, Latin.
English.
Latin.
I see.
Memento
mori, yeah.
Помни о
In
смерти.
English, действительно переводчик переводит как напоминание о смерти.
It's English, Michael. It's English.
Memento mori. It's not something
Yes.
my Italian barber would say. I don't. Oh, okay. So wait. It's an artistic or symbolic reminder of the inevitability of death. The expression of memento mori developed with the growth of Christianity, with emphasize heaven, hell, salvation of the soul, and the afterlife. I Romanian like that. Praying the series of victory. Okay. And what about this? We're all going to die or something? I don't understand. Everything has a lens in moral, like I don't know if anyone watched the TV show Highlander. The guy can never die or something like that. No one Highlander. What did you call it? Holitz. So whatever you call the TV show. No one watched this TV show, no?
No.
No. And so, Vani, explain. So, what is your question again?
I just asked, is it English or not?
It sounds Italian.
Yeah,
It's something
it
my
sounds
Italian
not
part.
English.
I don't.
But it's English.
It's written in English, but if you pronounce it like memanotti mori, you know, mem ento mori, it sounds. I don't know. I never heard anyone tell it to me before, so I really couldn't answer you. All right. Any other questions?
No, I don't have questions.
Sorry?
No, I don't have questions.
All right,
Anybody else?
everyone. It's 9:03. Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Yeah, so long.
Yeah, bye.